Jake and Emily, the two roaming souls. We travel full-time in our camper van to find the top things to do in each city or town we visit. Today, we're in Whistler, British Columbia, and doing a rad adventure kayaking down the River of Golden Dreams. In this guide, we will share everything you need to know about floating down this river, such as the water levels, the portage, what to bring, best times to go, etc. This isn't the most straightforward float trip.
It's not super obvious where we're supposed to be putting in. There are things that look very tippy over here, but...
So we wanted to create a helpful guide for navigating this complicated yet beautiful river float. If you don't own your own kayak or canoe, you should consider renting with a local company. We booked our rental with Viador, which is a great place to find local tours in the area. This led us to finding this super fun adventure down the River of Golden Dreams.
We have our own inflatable kayak that we could have used for this float, but after doing a little research, we decided it was definitely worth it to rent a hard-shell kayak or canoe. There are beaver dams, shallow sections, sharp sticks, bushes, and a portage where having a saggy inflatable kayak just isn't adequate.
Even that first beaver dam and those logs we were going over, you do not want something that's easily poppable. Even a paddleboard would be kind of sketchy because it'd be tippy when you're hitting things. So we're happy we rented from this company, and now we get to show you guys what it's like.
When booking your tour, you can either choose a guided tour or self-guided. A self-guided tour includes the boat, PFDs, paddles, a brief orientation, wheeling equipment for the portage, and a shuttle back to your car. If you choose a guided tour, it includes everything mentioned before, plus paddle instructions and a local guide who provides info all along the way about plants, animals, and Whistler's history. If you don't have river experience, I highly encourage you to go with a guide, especially during high or low water levels.
The float starts at the south side of Alta Lake. There's a small paid parking lot at the Lakeside Park and Wayside Park, or you can park for free all along Hillcrest Drive.
Head down to the hut at Lakeside Park to check in and sign your waiver. Then head across the grassy area toward the map of the river. An expert will walk you through the challenges you might face along the river, such as beaver dams, water levels, eddies, and crucial information about the fish weir and the portage section, which we will cover later. Then get suited up with your life jacket and hop in your canoe or kayak.
First, you'll need to paddle north on Alta Lake. This is where you can truly test out your paddling skills. And if you find yourself struggling to keep your boat straight or find yourself tipping a lot, well, you might consider just having some fun on the lake instead, rather than heading down a windy river. The tour company can adjust the billing, only charging the hourly rate if you decide the float's not for you. And honestly, the views from the lake are spectacular on their own.
Alright, we started across Alta Lake. Luckily going with the wind, so it's kind of carrying us down to where the entrance to the river is. So it's a little tricky to find your way in the beginning here, but I do have cell phone service, so you can open up satellite view on maps and just see where it goes. But enter into the first part of the weeds and then take a right down this little alley.
The main thing that makes this river float complicated is the portage, a section where you need to take your canoe or kayak out of the river and re-enter downstream to avoid some obstacles. The first obstacle is the fish weir. You'll know when you get there because the river is blocked off with a big log. So exit your kayak or canoe onto the wooden docks and drag your vessel out of the water. But where you put your vessel back in depends on the current water levels and your ability or confidence with fast-moving water.
Immediately following the fish weir is a narrow channel called Tapleys. The first obstacle here is a couple logs that you will likely need to scoot over. And if you're traveling in a kayak, it's helpful to break your paddle apart.
Not very good at this whole one paddle thing.
And right after this, the channel joins up with 21 Mile Creek. This is where you'll encounter the fastest moving water during the float. This is best done when water levels are moderate or if you're an experienced paddler.
Alright, we're cruising through the fast section. It's okay if you just kind of keep to the middle and paddle forward when you need to. Oh, there's a little eddy over here. Easy to get trapped in, which is what's happening to me because I'm filming.
During both high or low water levels, it's encouraged to skip this section. When it's high, the water rips through really fast and can often cause capsizing. And there's a low clearance bridge that you might not be able to fit under. You might have to get out right before the bridge and walk your boat to the other side of the train tracks. During low water levels, there's just not enough water for a boat to go through easily, and you could cause damage to the beaver dams and the fish habitat. So it's just not worth it to suffer through this section. Rather best to portage your boat around to the next put-in. The portage is 0.64 kilometers along the Valley Trail. So another reason booking with a rental company is beneficial is that they provide wheelie carts. They will give you a code to unlock the carts at your river orientation, so pay attention for that info. If you didn't book a tour, you will need to walk your boat yourself. And honestly, on a hot day without a cart seems pretty rough.
Follow the dirt path to the right that connects with the Valley Trail. This section is paved, so the cart should wheel pretty easily here. You'll cross over 2 bridges and then cross over railroad tracks. Right after that, turn right onto a dirt path. You can always follow the signs for the River of Golden Dreams, which then connect with another dirt path on the other side of the bridge. Then you will reach a boat launch where you will put your boat back in and continue down the Lazy River, which we found during our moderate water levels to still move pretty fast. So you will need to pay attention and navigate the twists and turns to not constantly run into the bushes. Then, just take in the beautiful views and enjoy the journey.
They say it's really common to see bears out here, but I think not only might you see one, you might be like pushed right into one's lap because you're just constantly kind of going right up against the shore. Getting to the end here and getting a little sad. It goes by so fast.
If you have extra time, it can be fun to pull over on a sandbar or in an eddy to have a snack. And then, sadly, the trip comes to an end. If you booked with the tour company, you will take out your boat at Meadow Park. If you can, it's helpful to carry your kayak up to the shuttle.
So you might be wondering, when is the best time to float the river? And really, it depends on the snowmelt and precipitation, but typically mid-July to early August are the best months.
We want to note, you don't have to book a tour if you have your own gear, but a hard shell canoe or kayak is really the best option for this float. Like we mentioned earlier, we even have our own inflatable kayak that we could have used. But inflatables are really not a responsible way to enjoy this river. You're likely to pop these, leaving you stranded in the cold water and creating lots of single-use waste. And even inflatable paddleboards are not really a good option because they're not very stable, and using the fin will likely get you caught up on many things. It's also important to leave no trace, so be sure you have a way to secure all your gear to either yourself or your boat. We like to bring along our own paracord and carabiners so that nothing is lost in the river, even if we capsize.
If you choose to forgo the tour company, you will need to provide your own shuttle and life jacket. We will include a few other put-in locations and where to park for free in our blog post, which we will link in the description below. Or you can use a local rideshare service, which is called Whistle, or book a taxi. If you want to book the same tour we did, we will leave a link in the description below. Or if you want to step it up a notch, consider booking a whitewater rafting tour. We will leave some suggested tours below as well. If you prefer a written guide, check out our website, tworoamingsouls.com. We will include more details about the float, maps, the Portage route, tours, and more. Thanks for coming along on another Two Roaming Souls adventure. Next week, we are headed on an awesome backpacking trip to Garibaldi Lake and Panorama Ridge. We will share all the details you need to know about this epic adventure. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to find other awesome places to visit. Catch you on the next one.